SMBs and OTT, there's a lot to learn from those who use OTT and those that don't. In fact, there's so much we had to do a two-part series. We'll dive into the first half in about 30 seconds.
Welcome to Corey's Local Marketing Minute, an enlightening and entertaining look at what's happening in the world of local advertising and marketing. Corey's Local Marketing Minute is brought to you by Adcelerant.
Adcelerant provides best-in-class digital advertising solutions. Our proprietary technology covers your entire sales funnel, from proposal creation and campaign launch to monitored performance. We collaborate with local media companies and agencies to deliver excellent customer service, sales support, campaign management, and more. As an industry leader, we'll go above and beyond to ensure your success. Unlock your digital advertising potential with Adcelerant.
Howdy everybody, we got good news. We moved all the stuff into the studio. We just haven't set it up yet. I really got to get on the crew about that. It's me, I'm the crew. Anyway, we're here to talk about local advertisers and OTT advertising. But first, if you haven't already, you should subscribe. You should also like these videos. You should also comment on these videos. And you should find some nice quiet time. Okay, SMBs and OTT. We really got into this topic with our SMB panel. Posed a lot of questions to them about their use of OTT and what they thought of it. But we soon found out we had two distinct camps. One were those local advertisers who did use OTT advertising. The other, now stay with me if you can, are those that don't. So what we want to do with both of these episodes is pull out a few nuggets that when you kind of mash them together, it reveals something not only about local advertisers, but also how marketers might approach them with OTT advertising. You'll see what I mean. For this episode, we're going to concentrate on those advertisers that do use OTT advertising. And you might wonder how many of them actually use OTT advertising. Well, we asked the question, and it came out to be 18%. Now, as we were thinking, we wondered, do they actually understand the term? So after we asked, do you use OTT advertising? And we got that 18%. We then defined OTT advertising and asked them again. Guess what happened? It wasn't 18%. It was 25%. So that's a clue that there are advertisers out there using OTT and don't really know that they're using OTT, or they don't understand that's the term for what they are doing, which is all fair. Okay, another revealing thing that came out of this study was their opinion on the length of videos. So now we're asking that subset of local advertisers who use OTT, what is typically the length of the videos you have? We had a series of lengths, and there was overwhelmingly a top two. First one was 11 to 20 seconds. 50% of the OTT users said that, but more popular than that, 21 to 30 seconds. 65% of local advertisers, or local OTT advertisers, said they use that length. Now, you clever mathematicians out there might see that that adds up to more than 100%. Calm down. That's because they were allowed to choose multiple lengths because we knew they actually use multiple lengths. So what you're seeing is that 50% of local OTT advertisers have used 11 to 20, 65% have used 21 to 30. Everything else was really low, which then begs the question, do you find there's a difference in effectiveness based on length of ads? Well, pretty clear cut here. 27% said yes, 23% said no, and 50% said beats me. They didn't actually say beats me. They said, I don't know, but beats me sounds cooler. So what we're seeing here is there's not an overwhelming consensus of the right length. Okay, on to clue number 3. We then asked them what challenges or concerns they have or have had about OTT advertising. I'll go for the top 3 answers. 40% said lack of control of where ads appear. Another 40%, remember they could choose more than one. Another 40% said being able to track response. Then coming in at number 3, 38% said it's too expensive. So they can't control the ads, they can't track the response, and it's too expensive. That third one has become more of an issue. What do I mean? Well, back in June of 2021, we asked these OTT questions, and back then, only 18% of local advertisers said, it's too expensive. Now it's jumped up to 38%, which, along with tracking response, all speaks to ROI. So when we kind of sum up all of the things that stood out to us when we talked to local advertisers who use OTT, 3 things come to the top. Number 1, not all local advertisers might know they're using OTT, or, like I said, at least they don't refer to it as OTT, which is very important when you're trying to pitch them or when they're trying to buy. Secondly, there's no consensus among them about length effectiveness. Half of them don't know. And then when you combine the fact that they say they can't track response and the fact that the expense concern has crept up in the last 2 years, 3 years? 3 years, coming up 3 years. Anyway, it points to them not understanding if it actually works, which begs the question around here. When presented with the opportunity to do OTT advertising, is it being set up for success? Does it fit in with everything else they're doing? Are the expectations being laid out properly, that is? We don't know. But actually, our understanding of OTT and local advertisers isn't quite complete if we don't look at those who don't use OTT. Because remember, only 25% do. So what did the other 75% think? Well, you're just going to have to wait to the next episode. Ew, even I wanted to punch me.
You've been watching Corey's Local Marketing Minute, sponsored by our friends at Adcellerant. Learn more at adcellerant.com. Remember, if you'd like to hear more of Corey's insights, check out the Local Marketing Trends podcast. Just Google Burrell Podcast or look for the podcast link on BurrellAssociates.com.